have you looked at streets that look like they've seen better days? People use them as they would use trash cans. They dump waste and go on about their day, not knowing the garbage they just dumped breeds bacteria, dengue, and myriads of other harmful organisms. A passerby smoking a cigarette and throwing it into dry grass while lit may cause a wildfire without meaning to. A shard of glass from a broken bottle may cause a street animal to be seriously injured for days on end. All these little things add up to a bigger picture which most of us unfortunately do not realize at the time of doing it. So, what kinds of litter is dumped in roads often? Well, let me answer that for you. Lunch sheets, plastic bottles, food waste, polythene bags, cigarette butts, leaves, shards of broken glasses, food wrappers, and so the list goes on.
Not only are these a sight for sore eyes, but it has actual impact on our precious environment. Toxic substances can be released from the waste that is illegally dumped. This is damaging to people who come into contact with these substances. Children are most notably at risk if garbage is dumped in a public area such as parks. Furthermore, cigarette butts are the top plastic pollutants with an estimate of two-thirds of the trillions of liters used each year tossed into the environment. They also routinely get into waterways and eventually oceans. They inhibit plant growth, hazardous to marine animals. Cigarette butts leak toxic chemicals into water, where they can remain for as long as 10 years. For that was bad. Well, food waste that ends up in landfills produce a large amount of methane, which is a powerful greenhouse gas than carbon dioxide. It results in global warming and climate change. It also represents a great waste of fresh water and groundwater resources. Not so fun fact, it is said that a volume of water, roughly three times the volume of Lake Geneva, is used to produce food that is not eaten. The problem doesn't stop there. Broken glasses on roads have injured numerous animals and humans. Plastic bottles leak harmful chemicals into our environment. They do not decompose easily and produce the marine life's own enemy, microplastics. Considering these, the nature saviors realized it was a problem.
We conducted a survey in order to gather public opinion regarding our problem identification. And here were the results. How often do you come across littered roads? 28% said sometimes, and 70% said very often. Have you ever come forward to pick up those dirt? 50% said no, 50% said yes. Do you think something must be done to correct the situation? And 98% said yes. Have you ever been harmed by litter on the road or seen someone or something else being harmed? 62% said yes and 38% said no. Do you think this is a big problem? 96% said yes and 4% said no. Furthermore, we asked some of our respondents about their personal experiences with littered streets. Here's what they had to say. A glass piece went through a family member's slipper and into his foot. He needed to be taken to a hospital because of immense bleeding. The chewing gum stuck here and there are disgusting. I saw some people tripping on cans. Sometimes, if litter is spoiled food, it stinks and attracts worms and insects. A random nail on the road punctured the tuk's tire and I was late to sports practices. Feeling shame on the country, there is no required authority to clean the garbage in the road except the garbage lorry which comes to pick the dirt in the residence.
Major problems. Why is this a major problem? The chemicals and non-biodegradable material in the waste affects the physical environment and the waterways by contaminating groundwater and soil. These have health and safety risks such as dengue and harmful bacteria. This puts the entire community at risk. Tires, construction waste, and tree stumps left on the road can result in accidents. Furthermore, it blocks stormwater drainage system, thereby turning it into breeding ground for diseases and causes floods. The pH level of soil is altered. Due to this, plants are affected by exposure to trash when the soil is contaminated. The waste can also spread weeds and pests affecting agriculture and wildlife. Additionally, the disposal and treatment of waste can produce emissions of several greenhouse gases which contribute to global climate change. The most significant greenhouse gas produced from waste is methane. It is released during the breakdown of organic matter in landfills. Other forms of waste disposal also produce greenhouse gases, but these are mainly in the form of carbon dioxide.
What is engineering? As per the Oxford Dictionary, engineering is the branch of science and technology concerned with the design, building, and use of engines, machines, and structures. It also refers to the action of working artfully to bring something about.
Why engineering is important. Now, all of this would be possible only with the help of engineering. We use engineering as a tool to give life to the various creative ideas we have come up with. It is an art form. It allows us to innovate, improvise, and interconnect for problems that desperately need solutions. It is closely linked to technology and is the foundation which we use to build our robot on.
Now that we have laid out the problem, let's move on to the solution. Let us introduce Wall-E. Yes, we mean Wall-E from the Pixar movie. The solution has been lying in front of us the entire time, calling out to us. All we had to do was to listen.
This is the 3D model of our prototype. This vacuum here vacuums the road. Furthermore, there are dusters and spades too to help clean the road. The vacuumed content goes inside the robot and is separated according to its weight. Say it vacuumed a wallet dropped. This would be heavier than normal trash like plastic bottles and such. Thus, there would be a different pocket for valuables like these. Wall-E is powered by wind energy, so it can even work at night. Furthermore, our robot can be smelled from a mile away because it gives out a pleasant jasmine smell. Not only does our bot clean, but it also shows the temperature on its LED screen. These hands right here are used to pick up litter. Now, to not let all our hard work be stolen, an alarm is sounded when someone attempts to steal it. However, if the robot is in an isolated area where no one would hear the alarm, the thief would be electrocuted by a metallic strip placed on the animatronic's arms. If the person still doesn't stop trying to steal our creation, the Raspberry Pi camera takes a picture of the thief and alerts the nearest police station. This is made possible through the online server Wall-E is connected to.
You may ask, why did we go with Wall-E as the design for prototype? Well, let me answer that. It is a throwback to when times were more simple. Wall-E is a movie beloved to most people. So bringing this adorable robot to life would be a delight, we thought. So with cleaning the environment with nostalgia as our motto, we set out to make Sri Lanka a safer place for everyone.
The approximate amount of time needed for research and to conduct a survey would be 5 days. The total amount of time that would be taken to make the robot is approximated to be 3 weeks. These 3 weeks are separated based on the steps required to make a complete robot. The 3 weeks are being divided in the following way. The planning, sketching, brainstorming, and researching would take 3 to 4 days. Looking for and purchasing required gadgets and other raw materials needed would take a week, as some items may not be available and would have to be ordered online, and delivery may take time. Making the shell of the robot and choosing the suitable platform operating system in which the robot will run in is estimated to take 2 to 3 days. The making of the brain of the robot would take a minimum of 3 to 4 days. The remaining few days will be utilized to run and test the robot and make changes and improvisations if necessary. After making of the robot is complete and tested, a report of its evaluation will be prepared, including its test results, which will take 6 to 7 days. Then the next step is making the presentation, which includes summary of outcomes of the project, how it meets its aims, and our experience on making the robot will be included. It will take a minimum of 9 days.
Why are we the right people? We can confidently say we are the right people to solve this problem, as we are from a generation that is not too young nor too old. We are more in touch with technology than the ones that were born before us. We have fresh ideas to bring to the table. We aren't too old to have let the world drain us out of creativity, nor too young to not be able to think critically. Not only that, but we also have the drive and determination to clean up the years of mess made on Mother Earth, to make the world a better place for the ones that come after us, so that they won't be left with the problem of having the cleanup after their ancestors.
If our idea has impressed you guys and we make it around too, we hope to make a 3D model of the proposal we have put forth. We would further look into the sensors needed to make this project work. We would look for shortcomings of our automaton and fix it. We would check for the intensity of the electric shock needed to make the thief get away while not being harsh enough to kill them. Thank you for watching our video right up until the end. We shall hopefully see you guys in round 2 to show off our actual robot. With this, Nature's Saviors sign off for the day.